The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. It is 4 p.m. 4:02 actually on this Wednesday afternoon. It is time for or Tuesday afternoon rather. It's the time for the 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. I am Loyd Kirby, the marketing manager here at WLCN, and I think we've got our technology correct. Yep, I can actually see you. So Tracy Welch, as our viewers on YouTube can see, is our guest here. First Tuesday of the month. So we talk with the mayor of Lincoln about whatever we think about to talk about, basically. So once again, if you have questions, comments of the mayor, 217-648-5510, the number to call, or you can send your questions or comments in 4 p.m. 411 at WLCNonline.com. As Mabel decides she's gonna, one of our topics was going to be the Christmas parade. Apparently she wants to parade across the control board a little bit early. So so yeah, coming up this Thursday, the Christmas parade. I know you don't really organize. That's all through tourism, I believe. But I mean, Alice Road, I believe, was on the Viewpoint program last week, and she mentioned there were, I think she said over 60 entries at that point, which she thought was one of the highest totals she could remember. So that's got to be it's point of pride for you, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, it continues to grow, and it shows that people want to get out there and promote their organizations or just their holiday spirit. You know, and the parade's going to be really great this year with the downtown looking as beautiful as it does. Scully Park looks amazing. The county board's just done a phenomenal job with Scully Park as well. So, yeah, really excited about the parade this year.
And, of course, that is Thursday at 6:30 is when it steps off. Reach the downtown area shortly thereafter. Those of you who cannot attend in person for whatever reason, WLCN will live stream. But, of course, we encourage you to be there if you can. Just everything, it's just so much nicer to take in person, especially this year with the theme having to do with the lights, and I'm sure there will be some amazing entries in the parade, as there usually are.
And the guest of honor, Mr. Ryan. There you go.
Yeah, how did
the Grand
that
Marshal.
Did he slip someone a couple mellow creams?
I don't know. Came out of tourism.
All right. Well, so but yeah, I mean,
tourism is fond of Mr. Ryan.
All right. Well,
he's done a lot for the community, though. Yes. A well-deserving honor.
Yeah. He's we kid because we love. So
yeah.
Congratulations, Joe. But don't think we're going to go any easier on you now. So let's see. The parade on Thursday. Speaking, since we're kind of in the downtown area, saw there was some movement. You mentioned before on previous programs about the mural to kind of represent some of the things about Lincoln or around Lincoln and so forth. I saw there was some movement on that.
Yeah, the draft of the mural was approved by council last night. And so the artist will now take that rendering they provided, and then over the holiday season, they will be working on getting that done. It's a really nice mural. A lot of thought's gone into it. If you'd like to see a copy of what that will look like, You can look in the city council packet for this week. A copy of it's in there. And again, the location, for those who don't know about it, is on the side of the building for the Mexican restaurant downtown. And
Rio Grande?
Rio, yep. And it'll be above the welcome park on the side of that building. So we've got an agreement with that restaurant there, and they're great to work with. That started way back several months ago. Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
And this one is actually different than previous murals in that it's not going to actually be painted on the building. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, it'll be painted on metal, and then it'll be anchored to the wall, and that way if it gets faded, needs to be touched up, or they need to do maintenance of the building, then we can preserve that.
And if I'm remembering correctly, you'd said I can't remember if you knew it was or you hoped it was maybe sort of the start of similar projects like that to be maybe around the downtown areas, maybe elsewhere around town, perhaps?
Yeah, myself and at the time Alderman Hopeful, we had sat in on a meeting with Historic Preservation, and they've got a pretty solid plan for what they'd like to see with the preservation of the murals. And so I think we'd still like to get moving on that. Alderman Downs last night brought up the fact that he'd like to see a mural of Langston Hughes done as well. I don't think we've seen one of those. And so I think it'll start the program of smaller murals, and then we'll just have to work through fundraising efforts and things of that nature. This particular mural we were able to pay for out of Hotel Motel because it sits on the corridor of Route 66. It's kind of geared toward that. But yeah, I think the program has a pretty bright future.
And then I don't know if this is something you can actually answer at this time or not, but as far as the placement of those murals, are there certain criteria that make some places more favorable than others, or can people, if they own a building, can they request, hey, we'd like a mural here, or how does that part of it work?
Well, there's really no rules about it. It's just if you've got a nice open canvas, it could be a nice place to put a mural. We do ask that businesses in the downtown area work with Historic Preservation. That's the responsibility of that commission, is to make sure that everything conforms nicely to those guidelines that have been set up. But yeah, I mean, if you drive through downtown, you see murals in the most obscure places, and some of those are in better shape than others. And I think that's what sparked a lot of this topic.
Okay. Once again, 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have questions of Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. She is here until 4:30. Also invite you to tune into the Viewpoint program tomorrow morning. Dara Entwistle will have representatives from the Lincoln Area Music Society. They will be talking about their winter concert coming up this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I believe. But as I mentioned, for the next 20 plus minutes, we have Mayor Welch here. Trying to think. Talked about murals and perhaps businesses asking for those or whatever. While we're talking about businesses, it's a little bit of a reach, but how about new business developments or updates on previous businesses we hoped would be developing or things like that? So,
well, I think we can put to bed some of the other ones that we hoped would come. I do hope that they do come to fruition, and obviously we're talking about Burger King and Taco Bell. They've had some setbacks on those projects, and when they're ready, then we'll be ready for them. But in the meantime, you've had the car washes coming along really nicely. Right. Papa John's is coming back to town in the location where the Domino's used to be. The cannabis dispensary, it opened up last week. Pretty good turnout for that one. So, yeah, I mean, business seems to be thriving in Lincoln, and I think that's a positive thing.
Let's see. I'll ask you about it. Lincoln College, any movement, updates, anything?
I've got nothing for you on that one. Wish I did.
Yeah, you and me both. How about any discussions with Lincoln Christian University on their sort of phasing out or shifting? Yeah,
I actually have not been contacted by Lincoln Christian or Lincoln College lately about that. I think if you really want to know what the future of LCU is, they've got a pretty robust press release out there, and that's the type of things that we're working off of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talked about new Taco Bell. What about the old Taco Bell? I'd seen some construction type things happening around that area.
Yeah, so that's actually a new billboard company coming into town, and billboards are like video gaming or liquor. It's some people are okay with them, some people are not. The new billboard companies, they're putting up digital billboards.
Oh, okay.
So they're putting one up, a two-sided one at Taco Bell, and then the other one is on the corner of the laundromat, the Family Custom Cleaners, and so that's what they were doing, is using it as a laydown to prepare that.
Okay. You mentioned the dispensary had opened up. Any updates or news to report about I can't remember what it's called, but the one going in the old Bonanza, the business going in there?
The infusion business.
Infusion.
I understand that they're pretty close to getting things ready to go.
Okay.
So I have not had a tour of that building. The owner has offered that, but I hope to get in there pretty soon. The Craft Grow one downtown, they're still kind of in the early stages. They had some setbacks and stuff they're working on, but yeah, those people. The gentleman that actually owns the infusion business was not from Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
Come to Lincoln, bought a house. They chose to live here as well. And I think that's a good sign as well, that people are willing to open up businesses and become members of the community in the process.
Sure, absolutely. So it is 12 after 4 o'clock. We'll go ahead and take our first break. Once again, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch is our guest. 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have questions or comments for Mayor Welch. She will be here until 4:30, and we'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Brian Clark State Farm offers a range of insurance products to fit your unique needs and give you a peace of mind. Our dedicated team helps you find the perfect policy to safeguard your biggest investments. Brian Clark State Farm can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and we've got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Contact me, State Farm Agent Brian Clark, at 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Go Railers!
And we are back on the 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. We are here with Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch until 4:30. We invite your questions or comments, 217-648-5510. You were just saying during the break that there's this is sort of a housekeeping type of a time for you as far as administrative tasks, not a whole lot of big announcements or movements or things happening. Did notice, you mentioned during the break, we will have a new fire chief soon, I would guess, after the retirement of Chief Donofsky.
Yep.
Glad you said that. So, but he'd been with the fire department for
28 years.
Okay, I knew it was a long time. So lots of good experience there, knowledge and so forth. So, what is the process then for a new fire chief to be installed or put in place or hired or whatever the process
so what
is?
we've been doing is I formed a hiring committee, and we have taken interviews with individuals who are interested in being considered for that position. We've done some interviews already. I also extended an offer to all members of the fire department to provide any feedback or recommendations that they would want. It's an opportunity for a new chief to come in, and every chief does things their own way a little bit.
Sure.
And maybe they can build off some of the stuff that former chiefs have done and then move us into the future. But we're in the process of it. I hope to have a selection made pretty quick because his effective date, Chief Donofsky's effective date, is December 15th.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have an interim, and then the council will make an appointment. I'll make an appointment, and they'll either approve it or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And as far as the recommendations go from the current firefighters, is that something like recommending particular people, or recommending like we would like our next chief to have this certain skill set or these certain traits, or is it a little bit of both? Like what types of recommendation?
It's kind of a mix. It's obviously there are people that have worked together for a very long time, and as part of that process, it's an opportunity for a member of that department to kind of step up and take the reins. There's obviously in every job, we all hold jobs, and sometimes when change happens, we like to make change that we think could be improvements to either the processes, the way things are done, etc. And so I think that's the feedback that we've already gotten, and some of that is, maybe we could consider doing things this way, or maybe we could make this adjustment, etc. A lot of the things I think will actually lead us into the future in a positive direction if they come to fruition. But that's not to say that the former chiefs have not done a phenomenal job.
Right.
I was part of the hiring committee myself when I was an alderman for Chief Donofsky, and he was a great candidate then. He's spent a lot of time at the Lincoln Police Department paving the way for others, and we're really going to miss him and his leadership.
Yeah, you said, almost 30 years of experience. That's, you certainly learn a thing or two over the course of that time frame. Which actually I'd kind of had this as sort of a back burner topic, but since we talked about Chief Donofsky and the change in leadership there, are there any upcoming changes as far as, I don't know, maybe new laws or new mandates from the state? I know they love to throw those at you in terms of things for 2024 that maybe you have to do as mayor, the city has to look at. Like I know right around this time there's usually news articles that come out about, hey, these laws are going on the books in 2024. Are there any types of, rules, regulations, policy types of things that come out from wherever they come from that impact the city government and how it does things?
I think the biggest one is that Safety Act that was passed regarding law enforcement and cash bail and things of that nature, and that's kind of an evolving issue. They're working with the General Assembly to try to improve things and tweak that along the way. So that would really be one of the biggest ones. There's another one that we don't have a lot of information about that just came out here recently. We got some information, and it's about the labor practices and overtime and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
So, those are things that we can work out over time and adjust to.
Sure. And yeah, because I tried doing a quick search to see if there was anything that would come up, and I don't know, maybe I wasn't using the right terms, but there were sort of general things that came up about, for example, March 31st, 2024, or 90 days after employment, workers can begin using their earned time off for any reason without the requirement providing documentation to their employer. I mean, that's not specific to city government, so.
But that's the one that we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has a lot of tentacles to it, I guess you could say. So in those cases, we partner with the IML, the Illinois Municipal League, and the city attorney works with the IML. So Mr. Hoblett's been working with them on this one, getting feedback, really trying to learn what that means to us. That happens a lot when they pass laws. You know, they're not always cut and dry, and so I think we're in a good spot on it. And we did talk about it today in the department head meeting. But I think that that we're moving forward, and Mr. Hubble's doing a good job of advising us in that matter.
Okay, very good. We are at 20 past the hour, so we'll go ahead and take our second break now, but we'll be back with more with Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch right after this. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Back on the 4 p.m. 411 here, Loyd Kirby along with Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. Got one more segment here. We're here till 4:30. 217-648-5510, the number to call if you have a question or comment for Mayor Welch. And we've been talking about what we're going to talk about. And one thing that we both had heard about, but don't really know anything official, at least on my part, and perhaps I'm sure you know more than I do, which isn't bragging a whole lot, wouldn't take much, but rumors about Logan Correctional Center and things that are out there.
As you mentioned, the disclaimer is that it is just a rumor.
Right.
I was contacted last week about this by actually a reporter, and there is an article out. I think it's WLGN is at the Bloomington station, one of them. But they had contacted me about a report that they had received from an independent contractor that went into not just Logan, but facilities throughout Department of Corrections. And it does sound like Logan is on a list of recommended closures, and I pray that doesn't come to fruition. But that's the rumor anyways. And I have not seen this report, so I don't know anything about it other than what the reporter had provided to me. Okay. And I did read her article. There is an article out there that goes into some of that stuff, but until I see something official, That's what it is.
Right. So once again, no imminent closing, no official announcements of any kind. This is just speculation that has made its way around and made its way to a reporter apparently, or somehow she got her information. But boy, with all the things happening, that would certainly be a huge impact.
It would be detrimental to the community, those people that are impacted, the businesses that support them. Just overall, and not to mention the fact that we're working really hard. We just talked about new businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to grow the community, and those type of things are a setback to
Right.
the things we're trying to do. But more importantly, I worry about the people of our community that work out there.
Sure, absolutely. So, hopefully, on a more positive note, how about the juvenile facility? Have you heard any reports or updates or anything with them?
I haven't seen anything in a while on that one. The last contact we had was when they had the road opening back there for the new road.
Right.
And I think they had told us that it'll probably be mid-year, coming into 24 when that opens. So we'll just continue to engage with them and see where we're at.
Right, because we had this was back when Bill Gossett was hosting Viewpoint, but we had the deputy director and the former deputy director on Viewpoint, and they had mentioned how, I think they had mentioned maybe a mid-year is what they were shooting for, and of course that there would be job opportunities there, and those would be posted through. It was a state website. They emailed me the link to post on our website.
Bill Payton, I think that's who
Right,
you're talking.
that was one of those.
Bill Payton, great guy. I actually started working with him when he was the director, and then he retired, and they brought him on as a contractor.
Right.
But great guy to work with. He helps us work through all the issues, because there's a lot of moving parts to that project.
Sure. And was it a 20-something bed facility, or I was trying to remember how many
I don't
population.
remember
Okay.
the number
Okay.
off the top of my head.
Okay. So once
If I
again,
told you something, you'd probably be wrong.
well, I was trying to think they mentioned it when they were here for Viewpoint. So let's see, 3 minutes to go here. So if you have any last-minute questions or comments for Mayor Welch, 217-648-5510. You have a wish list for the city of Lincoln? Any? Are you? How about you? Are you on the naughty list or the nice list?
Depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
I think I'm on the nice list. I really enjoy talking to people and solving problems, but the reality of it is you can't solve every problem. You
Sure.
do the best you can. My philosophy is I will always try as hard as I can. We may hit a roadblock, and we have to realize that may be the case sometimes. But I mean, my wish list is that everybody just enjoys the holidays. I think we need to check in on our loved ones. I know plenty of people that are alone over the holidays, and take care of your people. And that holds true at the city. Take care of the people that work for us. It takes a lot of hardworking people to make this city run.
Sure.
It's a 24/7 operation. It literally does. There's gas main breaks and water line breaks, and you hear about something new every day. But I really I hope going into the holiday season that people just kind of take a pause and think about the things that they're thankful for.
All right, that's good advice from our mayor. You mentioned how it is sort of a 24-hour operation. I'm assuming, even though we've had fairly mild weather thus far, that we've got folks ready in case we do get some of the white stuff falling from the skies, that we're good to go in terms of salting or plowing or whatever types of maintenance it takes in that regard.
The streets and alleys, they do a phenomenal job with the roads, and there's a method to the madness. I think the one we always hear is, why aren't the snow plows out? And their process involves, waiting until it reaches a certain point to ensure that they're not going to have to come back through right away.
Right.
Also, salt activates at certain temperatures and things of that nature. So, but I stay on top of that because I'm a resident too, and I like to avoid sliding through intersections and things like that. But people also need to be mindful of snow routes and things like that, because the guys are out there and they're working really long shifts. Let's make their job as easy as we possibly can.
Sure. And if there are weather emergencies or road closures, or I don't know if we ever have sort of a lockdown travel advisory type of a situation, how would that information get out to the public? Like where would be good resources for them to check or to go to find out things like that?
Usually we put a press release out, so it not only does it go on our city website, but we send it to the local media news outlets so that they can put it out there, and then we put it on our Facebook. A lot of people pay attention to that Facebook page. But we're always looking for ways to improve how we communicate with people.
Okay, very good. So we have made it to 4:30. So Mayor Welch, thank you for being with us. We'll see you next year, I guess. So, all right. So once again, we invite you to tune in to Viewpoint tomorrow with Dara Entwistle, when she will have representatives from the Lincoln Area Music Society talking about their upcoming concert. But for now, I'm Loyd Kirby. This has been the 4 p.m. 411. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.